So you are all very welcome to our midweek exhale. And for anybody watching the recording who doesn't know, my name is Marie and I'm one half of the Exhale Awakening, and that's Sharyn, and she's the other half. And our midweek exhale it's a pause in the middle of the week. It's a time to take time for you. This week we're going to work on Nadi Shodhana. We're going to work on alternate nostril breathing. That's what will be in the community. It's not in the community yet, but it will be in the community first thing in the morning. So we are going to, hi Irene, we are going to work on alternate nostril breathing. So as usual, we have 4 different breaths. Each breath begins with birdsong. Each breath finishes with silence. Our 4 breaths, we're going to start with breath awareness and bring ourselves into the space and settle down. We are then going to do solar breathing and then lunar breathing, which we will explain as we go. And then we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. And it being New Year's Eve, we thought it'll bring balance into sort of the crossing over from one calendar year into another calendar year. So yeah, I suppose the aim of the session is to bring balance but the aim of the session is bring balance. The main aim of the session is for you to be comfortable, because that is our only rule, is that you're comfortable and that you take time to pause. As far as being comfortable is concerned, physical comfort, absolutely. Adjust, make sure that you are comfortable. And if at a point you're not, then feel free to adjust. Just please don't stand up, because sometimes when we do these things, we can become lightheaded, and I wouldn't want anybody falling. So make sure physically you're comfortable. Sometimes when we begin breath work, there can be a little bit of discomfort, either mentally or emotionally. And the invitation is to sit with the discomfort, not to push through it, not to try and get rid of it or to try and get past it, but just to sit with it and to see what's there, to see what comes up from it. However, you are in charge of your own journey. And if on a New Year's Eve you decide, no, I don't want any discomfort like that, then please feel free to pull back. Equally, anything we offer you is an invitation. If you're doing some of the breath styles and you're going, no, really not for me in this session, then please go back to your natural breathing and just stay connected to your breath. The one thing I would ask is that you give each one a go. Give it a go for a couple of minutes to see. Don't sort of after the first one or two, because some of them I know for me, alternate nostril breathing can take me a while to sort of get into. So if it feels right, sit with it and try it for a while, but knowing that you can come and go, you can do a little bit and then go back to your natural breathing and come back to the alternate nostril breathing. This is your session. We will guide you. We will offer invitations, but it is your session. So all that being said, we're going to get started. You could do this sitting or lying down. So get yourself comfortable. Make sure if you're sitting that you're supported or you feel supported, and make sure that if you're lying down, the pillow's not too high so that you can breathe freely. And I will get the music started and just begin to connect with your breath. And we're going to take a couple of minutes just to acknowledge or notice what we've arrived here with, because we all have arrived from whatever was happening in our day. So allow your attention just to travel down into your body. And notice if there are any areas that are calling your attention. Maybe there's tightness. Maybe there's pain, tingling, lightness. Just notice what's there without having to explain it or analyze it. Just notice it. And sometimes just noticing it changes it, and sometimes it doesn't. And now bring your attention to your mind. And notice it. Again, without judging it or analysing it or anything else. It might be busy with thoughts, and it might be quite quiet. And neither's perfect. Just notice. And now notice how you feel. And sometimes there's big emotions and sometimes there's not. And now maybe let all those things that you've noticed just soften. They can still be there in the background, but bring your attention to your breath. And notice your inhale and your exhale. Again, without consciously changing it. It may change and that's okay, but don't set out to change it. And notice where you feel your breath. And how do you feel your breath right now? And notice, is there a pause between the inhale and the exhale? And is there a pause between the exhale and inhale? And it doesn't matter if there is or isn't, just notice. And maybe rest your attention for a while just on that changeover from the inhale to the exhale. And now notice the change over from the exhale to the inhale. Maybe it's the same as the other one, and maybe it's not. We have 90 seconds left here, so if your attention's drifting, maybe just bring it back gently. And can you put a little bit more attention on your breath? Just a little bit. And as the music begins to fade, getting ready for our first time of silence in this session.
And as the birdsong brings the silence to a gentle close, just noticing how it felt to be in silence. Maybe that is the first time you've been in silence today. Or maybe it's not. Maybe you've been in silence already, and if so, just checking in with how that felt in comparison to other moments of silence. And you're just noticing. And our invitation for these segments of this session is to breathe through your nose. And when we breathe through the nose, the wisdom of our body knows that it's good to alternate, to sometimes bring more focus to the left nostril And sometimes bring more focus to the right nostril. And the right nostril helps you with heating and the sympathetic nervous system. And the left nostril helps you with cooling and the parasympathetic nervous system. And so we're going to start by bringing in the warmth. And I invite you to take your thumb of your left hand, place it on your left nostril, closing up that left nostril. And I invite you in your own time to inhale and exhale just through the right nostril. If you want to, you can place your fingers on your third eye. Just gently breathing with the sun through the right nostril. Maybe imagining the sun as you breathe. The center of our universe. Noticing your energy, maybe letting your hand fall and just having a couple of breaths through both nostrils. And then taking your thumb and beginning again. Covering your left nostril, breathing in and out through the right. Maybe bringing some attention to your vitality and your energy. On the next exhale, letting your hand fall again and enjoying just some gentle breaths with both nostrils in and out through the nose. And then on your next exhale, lifting up your thumb and closing your left nostril and breathing once again through the right nostril. inviting the heat. Inviting the motivation and the focus. Noticing how it feels to focus the inhale and the exhale on one nostril, on one side of your energy body. And on your next exhale, just letting your hand come down as we begin to prepare again for the silence and a welcome rest.
And as birdsong brings the silence to an end again, just reflecting on that time of silence and how that felt. And maybe it was the same as the first silence, and maybe it was completely different after breathing with the sun. And in our next segment, we're going to breathe with the moon. So you're going to take the thumb of your right hand and you're going to close your right nostril. And you're going to breathe gently in and out through your left nostril. And as we breathe through our left nostril, we connect with the right side of our brain. So the creative, intuitive part of us, but also the calm and restful part. And this is a cooler side. And we connect with our parasympathetic nervous system as we breathe through our left nostril. So taking your thumb and just placing it on your right nostril. And again, you can put your fingers on your third eye or on your chin, whatever suits better. And beginning to breathe gently in and out through your left nostril. And just taking a second before the music starts to notice if that feels different to the other one. Maybe it feels easier, maybe it feels more difficult, but staying with it. So right thumb against your right nostril and breathing in and out through your left nostril this time. Maybe you can feel the cooler, more gentle energy of the moon as you breathe. And maybe letting your thumb just drop from your nostril and taking a few breaths through both nostrils. Noticing how that feels. And again, taking your right thumb, closing off your right nostril. And breathing gently through your left nostril. And focusing on the calmer energy that this side brings. And again, if you want to break, just letting the thumb fall away from the nostril. And just breathe in with your two nostrils for a few breaths. And noticing how that feels. And then when you're ready, taking your right thumb again and closing your right nostril and breathing gently in and out through your left nostril. And as we come into the last minute, just noticing how that feels different to the other one. And allowing your thumb to fall away now, and breathing through both nostrils and noticing how that feels. Noticing how that's changed before we go into the silence again.
Just enjoying the bird song for a little while before we turn our attention to the next breath. Bringing your attention, if you can, to the breath entering through your nose. And just noticing whether your body is right now favoring the right nostril or the left nostril. And for this last segment, we're going to bring it all together. And we're going to introduce a conscious balance between the left and the right, parasympathetic and the sympathetic, the masculine, the feminine, the heat, the cold, the sun and the moon. So taking either your left hand or your right hand and placing your middle finger and your index finger and your middle finger down, and placing your thumb on one nostril, and we're going to breathe in. We always swap at the top, so we're going to swap our thumb for our finger. We're going to exhale, and then we're going to inhale again. At the top, we're going to swap our finger for our thumb, and we're going to exhale. And inhale. Swap at the top, exhale, and inhale. Swapping at the top, exhaling, and inhaling. Swapping at the top and exhaling. And inhaling. You find your own rhythm now. The length of your exhale and inhale is not important, but just keep that balanced rhythm. Remembering to change the nostrils at the top of the breath when your lungs are full. And don't worry if you lose your rhythm, just start again. And if you want to have a rest, just bringing your hand down and breathing gently through both nostrils. And just noticing which side your body is favouring. Are you breathing through your left or your right nostril, or perhaps you feel really open on both sides? So moving your hand back up, and maybe you might want to swap your hands so that you give your arms a rest. And inhaling. Swapping at the top. Exhaling. Inhaling. Swapping at the top. And exhaling. We've got 30 seconds left, so not much longer now. Perhaps on your next exhale, you might let your hand down and prepare once again to rest in the silence and just notice your breath as it moves through your nostrils.
And as the birdsong begins for the final time in this session, and before we begin to think about coming back, taking a few moments to reflect on the last silence, but maybe also on the whole session. And maybe noticing is there a sense of balance there? And maybe there is and maybe there isn't, but noticing, have you started to feel the effects from breathing on both sides? And knowing also that that sense of balance could come and could continue to come over the next hours and days as a result of having taken time to do this. But now, beginning to consider our journey back to the Zoom room. So maybe beginning by just bringing in some gentle movement. wherever feels good, fingers, toes, shoulders, head and neck. Maybe you feel like a stretch or a yawn, and allowing whatever you feel like. And if your eyes are closed, gently blinking them open and just looking round at the space that you're in, the familiar things that are there. Beginning to bring yourself back to the Zoom room.
And whilst you're bringing yourself back, before we bring the recording to an end and open up hearts and voices, the recording for this will go up into our community and also onto YouTube. So obviously we want you to pop over to the community and see us in there, and it's ad-free in there too. But if you do go over to YouTube to watch this recording ever, then give us a subscribe or a like. It always helps with getting this out into the wider world. Our next workshop is the Deeper Exhale on Sunday the 11th of January at 6 p.m. But we're also running 2 free breathworks on Thursday, so tomorrow, New Year's Day at 8:30 p.m. and Friday, the 2nd at 1 p.m. And those are part of the online breathing spaces. So you can pop along and see us there too for free. And I've put the link in there so that you can just come straight in. And all of our events, including drum roll, the waiting list for our seasonal retreats, you'll find in our ticket shop, and the link for that is there as well. And of course, if you miss any of this and you want to revisit, you can find us in the online breathing space directory, and you can also leave us a review there if you haven't already. We'd love to receive a review. If you're listening to this recording, then do take care of yourself. Notice just how alternate nostril breathing has helped or otherwise, and be aware of that switch between the left and right nostril as you go about your daily business. But most of all, be kind and be comfortable with yourself. And with all of that said, I'm going to stop the recording. I can work out where it is.